Okay, here I wanted to do a video here and show you what we have happening with the with this new tile sorting. Let me put a guy down here. Let's put another guy down here, another taller one too, in case we need it. So what we've done here, ignore these funky tiles, these guys right here. Those are, I was doing a test to see if I can split larger tiles on the map. But yes, you can see what we have now is we have these distinct levels where we have the grass layer behind, and then we have this first layer, and then the second one, third one, and these are all drawn now in sequence from top, from bottom to top, which is different from before, where there was actually these dependency graphs which would build up and draw in order, which didn't necessarily, draw the entire floor first, which meant that there was no continuous plane on any one of the levels. So if you dropped like blood down, for example, and it crossed over the seam between two tiles, right in there, it would be covered up by the tile in front of it, and there would be this weird clipping mess, which was, that's pretty bad. So I wanted to fix that. So, okay, I split it up like that, and which has worked well, and also took the size of the tiles down, the depth, which I'm calling them, right? I guess the height is a better way to put it. But yeah, so we can see the slopes, the back-facing slopes now, because the angle is not so steep, right? It isn't entirely occluded by the perspective of the isometric view. So this is the result now that we have. Here, I'll go show you what this problem is. This is essentially what the problem we're facing now is that this player here is drawn on the bottom level, right? And it's drawn, the grass is drawn first, and then this first level is drawn right in here, which the player is on, and then the second one is drawn, right? And cuts the guy's head off. So this could be avoided if the tiles were the initial size, right? The 128 by 128, and we could just make players never exceed that height, which would be a hack, That's the hack Syndicate used, which is, I don't know, that's a bad restriction. I could have changed the way the map data was ordered so that it would allow for different sized slopes with different heights at different ends. That could have been a smart way to do it, but it proposed all sorts of other problems. I don't know. So I've decided to go at it from this direction for now. And what I've done right now, you can see the players are not sliced, so we have this happening. This tree is, however, sliced. So maybe that's not a good example because that is out behind anyways. But this guy, for example, would have been cut off by these tiles if it weren't cut. But it is cut these cut like I think 2 times, so it appears to not clip. Yeah, whatever. We don't need to explain that. So we turn this off and then turn this splitting back on for the players and go look at what we have here. So now, here, let's get that taller guy in there too. Here we go. So we can see now this guy does not get his head cut off because the sprite is actually drawing into two phases, I believe it is, right? It's got two splits to it, which is fine. But here, this is a taller guy, and we can see here's an issue that I'm not quite sure how to go about. So we see this guy's head pops above the tree here, and it's because this tree is split into 2 pieces, which is that height that it's split at is the height which is it's the height of a tile plus the width divided by 2. So it's actually, I think, this high, and that's how high it needs to be so that it doesn't, so the tiles can be cut, split horizontally from this angle like that, right, in this direction, and not be clipped by tiles in front of it. Okay, so we have this funky weirdness now because this guy's 3 tiles high and the tree is only 2 tiles high. So this third this third, I should say levels, I'm sorry, not tiles. So the third level, which this guy's head is contained in, goes above the tree, which is weird funkiness. And I think it doesn't happen at this location because these players are drawn like onto tiles, right? The tiles are sorted and the player goes onto the tile and then it goes into the drawing loop into that one tile. So you can avoid that by having the players not actually go inside the tree's tile, which is, I don't know if trees should always take up one tile. It kind of fusses around with the Pathfinder. If trees can be smaller than one tile, the Pathfinder only operates on tiles right now. So, I didn't really plan that well. Or the Pathfinder would have to have a smaller, smaller resolution, which I could do later. But I'm not quite sure what to do about that, except for you can start making like hacks, which is, never good to do hacks, but this tile engine has required just like edge cases and hacks. It's really just a cascading just loop of edge cases and hacks, and there's no perfect way to do it. There's not enough information in the system. So you could have like this guy not split into 3 tiles, right? Because there's nothing actually behind him which would require it to be split in order to not be clipped. So you could make like, ad hoc decisions like that, which would break if there's something that was 3 high, that was, in front of that guy, right? If there was like a 3 high, this guy was right here, and there's a 3 high, something back here, it would need to be like that. I guess, I don't know, you can, I think, hack around that and maybe kill a lot of those cases. But otherwise it works pretty well to go around edges like this. That all worked pretty well. I did some work on the particles. I didn't get the math quite right to it. That should not be that fast. But I fucked that up. But yeah, that looks nice. Particles. I mean, you can it has decent collision detection. I think this is going to work out well. Oops, that thing bugged out. But that's these slopes are going to be nice. I got the drawing broken right here, going up slopes. But I believe that we'll be able to work, and it's going to be nice to be able to go up and down slopes and have the nice like gradual ascents and stuff, instead of the hard edges like they were before. So that's all going to be nice. And I guess that's where I'm at right now. Okay.